All right, speaking with Erica Enders, who is right now third place in the Pro Stock division. First of all, are you afraid of heights?
No, not really.
Really?
I'm not going to say I would step off that ledge over there, but heights don't frighten me.
Did you notice during the press conference all of a sudden it would kind of shake and that ride would go over? I noticed you have the wristband that allows you to go on those rides for
free.
What
this is
yes.
for?
They tried to put one on my hand. I started running away.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I can't do that.
I've ridden all the rides up top so far, but I've not jumped over. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do that today, though. I've got a championship to try to win. I don't want to die going over the edge here.
I was about to say, probably more important. Now, it is funny because you had a Disney movie based upon your life story, which is kind of weird because you're so young still. But do you get to, go to Disneyland for free? Anytime you want? Can you walk in there and say, hey, come on?
I'm sure I could probably make a phone call, but I don't know. I've only been to Disney World once, and that was prior to the movie being made. So.
Oh, yeah, you got to go.
I got to try it, I guess.
Especially since you like rides. Kind of an interesting thing is the movie, you always think, all right, most people do, who would portray me in a movie? Did you have any...
I didn't, actually.
Helping casting?
Dwayne Dunham, our director, and Sherry Singer, the people that put the movie together, actually did all the casting. And I was really lucky in the fact that they chose Beverly Mitchell, who played Lucy Camden on Seventh Heaven and has become a really good friend of mine. But we're actually a lot alike in real life, so she always joked that she didn't really have to act that much.
Just play yourself.
She did a really good job. I was proud of her.
What kind of challenges do you see out there at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway this weekend?
Well, I'm hopeful that there won't be wind. That's something that we've battled in years past and even earlier this April. It's pretty interesting to go through, the second part of the racetrack. We call that the top end when you come around the grandstands and that crosswind slaps you. I remember earlier this year going through the finish line with the steering wheel cranked to the left and at 210 miles an hour. That's not something that's very exciting. Or it is exciting. It's a little scary, actually, a little nerve-wracking. But, other than that, I looked at the forecast. No rain, sunshine, great temperatures. So we should see a lot of good numbers out here. The cooler air is going to help us, especially being naturally aspirated cars in Pro Stock. And I'm just really excited for the weekend. We've got to, be consistent, continue the momentum that we've had the last few races, actually the last 6 or 8 races. My team's been doing a great job, and I'm really excited to be here.
Do you ever get in a car and you think, what, this is my week, I can just tell by the way things are going? And does the opposite happen when you think, oh man, I just don't see it happening this week?
Yeah, it's really weird. It's hard to explain, but you do have this feeling in your gut, when it's your day, you cannot screw up. It doesn't matter what happens, it's your day. And then there are some Sunday mornings when I wake up and I don't have a good feeling about what's going to happen. It could have been a dream, it could have, whatever. And that's part of the mental visualization stuff that I do is talking myself out of that, only focusing on the positive things. And if I have that feeling, well, you know what, I'm going to make today my day. And that's something that my team's given me a great car, and we've been able to work really well together through the thick and the thin and through the bad days. So.
Is there any kind of music that helps get you either, maybe you don't want to be too pumped up. Football players want to be pumped up, but I would imagine you guys have to kind of, stay within a zone. Do you listen to music, or is it more quiet meditation?
We have music at our trailer, just some fun, upbeat stuff. Our team song is that rap song. I don't even know who sings it. I'm a win, win, win no matter what. So we get all,
I'm not
jacked
sure I know
up.
Either.
Don't let me start rapping on the radio because I'll get fired for my job. But no, it's I use that analogy a lot, like the football players. You see them all beating their helmets and chest bumping each other, and they're trying to get their adrenaline up. And I sit in the car and I take deep breaths, really try to get my heart rate down and be extremely focused at the same time of being excited, because reaction time is obviously key in our sport. So it's kind of a fine line of, being up and amped up and excited and being calm, cool, collected, and confident.
I understand that. I'm amped up right now, but I'm trying to maintain. In the press conference just a few minutes ago, kind of interesting, you said that it's actually tough to get sponsors, right? And yet, you look at some of the other female racers in the way, like a Danica Patrick, you would think, I would think it would almost be easier because you're a beautiful woman, and you would think that that's something that sponsors would hook onto, but you've actually found it kind of tough?
Yeah, it's been tough. It's tough for everybody right now with the way the economy's been over the past few years, and that's the most difficult part of our entire sport is, the day of the hired driver is gone. When I first started driving in '04, I got a phone call from Victor asking me to come drive his race car because of my talents and abilities, not because of the money I could or couldn't bring to the table, and I was paid to come drive. a couple years later, everything changed. Now, if you don't have at least a couple $1 million to bring to the table, nobody will talk to you. So it's kind of a little different playing field right now. But I went to school at Texas A&M for marketing, and that's kind of in my background. And we're able to go out and try to find sponsors, and it's really, really tough. I mean, as you know, the sport's extremely expensive, and it's terrible.
Well, and I'm sure that's one of the things that has to be a key thing. It seems like all the drivers are good at talking. You could be a great driver, but I would assume, I guess if you're good enough, you could overcome anything. But if you're, like a lump of coal or something, you're not going to get the sponsors, you're not going to make it.
Yeah, that's true. You've got to be good in front of the camera and behind the wheel. You can talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk, or you can walk the walk, but then you've got to be able to talk the talk. So it's
now I'm getting confused.
It's definitely, I know, me too. I almost couldn't say that, but it's definitely a double-edged sword. You've got to be good at every aspect of it. It's not just the money. It's you've definitely got to be talented.
Now, I'm married, and I don't wear a wedding ring when I'm working. Do you wear your ring?
No, not in my car.
I wouldn't think so, because I would think...
it snags on my glove, for one, and then, when I went to driving school, the first thing they taught you is metal gets hot, and when you're on fire, it burns through your skin faster than anything else.
So you don't wear any jewelry at all?
Jewelry at all.
So that's pretty much the standard, I would assume, for every racer?
Alan Johnson wears his wedding ring. I know that. I don't really pay attention to much, but some people do wear jewelry. It's just my thing. I don't.
All right, now, are you ready? I know speed is your life, and we're going to run now to the buffet line and see who can get to the food fastest.
All right, you ready?
All right, ready? And go.